Superstar up there, our NWA TV champ. You got a couple of other things along with that championship and that championship belt. Here is some of that cane that belonged, of course, to Gene Anderson.
Well, this is the entire cane. It's not put together, as you can see. And the thing that excited me the most, there's some fan mail here. The first time I ever actually got any fan mail. I got some bad letters before, but the first time anybody ever said, "We like what you did, just keep up the good work."
All right, and Superstar, for all of the fans that don't know exactly what you did, I think we could bring them all up to date on that.
Okay, he's got a piece of film here. I hope you can show it now and explain us what has actually happened.
All right, fans, and David, this is action that took place last week, as a matter of fact.
The film of Gene Anderson and what he did and what the Superstar did to Gene Anderson and his whole crew.
All right, and Superstar, we're going to watch that right now. Let's see it along with you, fans. Well, I'm in action earlier, and I got to admit, whenever the Superstar is in the ring, you're going to see plenty of action. There's no doubt
I've held
about
on to this belt for a number of months now. I made a promise to myself. You're soft. Hey, listen, you know you're not in the class as the world's champion. I watched you last week. You're a little soft. Move on. Listen,
Hey,
this is my interview time. He stepped in my interview time before. I don't like this idea. Now he's the champion. I want to talk a few things. The greatest wrestlers and tag team today.
That's a load. Oh, that was a sneak. And here's the Superstar now. And he's going to get Gene Anderson and just break that cane right over Anderson. And he's got Anderson now down on the floor, just stomping and kicking away at him. All three of them went down. Gene Anderson stretched out down on the floor, the Superstar standing right over him, just kicking away at him. And Stevens and Snuka now are trying to get him out of here.
These guys are the scum. I'm not saying I'm the best wrestler. I didn't like Gene Anderson. When I came back to this area, the first thing that Gene Anderson said was, "Team up with me, and I'll make you a champion."
Well, you got belts aplenty right there now. Those guys, you got plenty of belts.
Mr. Anderson, I'm the champion. I'm the television champion. And I guess I'm the world tag team champion, aren't I?
Yeah, you got the belts.
Listen, these guys, all they do is mouth off. I call them the Three Stooges. Curly, Moe, and Larry. And the goofball, Gene Anderson's leading them.
Well,
I wish they'd come right back out here.
Oh, I tell you.
This is Mr. Anderson's cane.
You broke that right over Gene, and I tell you, you may have hurt him.
Hey, I don't care if I hurt him. I don't care who I hurt. As far as they're concerned, they don't have any respect for me. I never came out here and interfered and shut up in their interviews at all. Listen, Anderson.
That was a sneak punch.
Listen, Anderson. Listen, Mr. Snuka, Stevens, Iron Sheik. These belts used to belong to you. You say you're the greatest manager in the world. I know what managers are about. I used to have one. I don't have to rely on a manager to win my matches. That's why I fired Boris Malenko. I don't have to go out there and have somebody else beat my opponents for me. I can do it. This belt here proves it. When I came here, I made myself a number of objectives. One, I was going to be the best wrestler I could possibly be. Two, I was going to become a champion. This belt represents that. I'm going to tell you one thing, Anderson. I don't like you. I never did like you. I don't like your family. I don't like your brother. And I don't like your mob. You don't have an army. If you want to have an army, you've got to have a capable leader, not an idiot like you. You don't have to have somebody out here ranting and raving and smoking cigars and breaking canes.
They're going to be 3 against 1, though. You realize that now.
I've been in corners before. I've had my back in corners before. I've had more than one person coming after me. And I don't think there's a lot of top talent in this area, a lot of tough competitors, and maybe I'll be able to find somebody to tag up with me. I don't know. I've done a lot of bad things in the past, but maybe I'll have somebody, Mr. Anderson, to come after these belts. Now, I'm not going to steal them. I'm not going to take the belts because I didn't earn them. I'll give them to you. I'm going to make you a promise, Anderson. Those belts, or at least one of them, is going to belong to me. Now, I'm going to make you that promise, and you know I don't say anything unless I can back it up.
Superstar, when I saw you and I was watching you, and when you saw Gene Anderson hit you with that cane again, I saw you just turn red all over.
It made me as mad this time as it happened originally. I'm not going to take up too much more time because I said many, many times, talk's cheap, everybody can do it. I'm going to do something now that means an awful lot to me. This belt, I won this belt, and I was told that I can't go after the World Championship, Tag Championship, as long as I'm a champion. I'm going to hand over this belt to you and Mr. Crockett.
You're in
I'm going to relinquish this television championship belt to show my sincerity. And Gene Anderson, Snuka and Stevens, Iron Sheik, and Valentine, you're all susceptible. I'm going to take one of the belts. I might take all of the belts. But Gene Anderson, you're my primary objective. You and your army. Snuka and Stevens, you're talking about declaring war, and you're talking about it's going to be different now. I'm not wrestling so-and-so. I'm not wrestling Mr. All-American. You're not either. I can be as nasty and dirty as you can. I'm going to make you a promise. I told these people, I'm going to tell you one more time. Wherever I win that championship, wherever I win that World Tag Team Championship, whatever arena or coliseum, I'll take my mask off that night.
Well, what about that, man? David?
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it, and he is a man of his word. He just gave this up.
Boy, I tell you, that took a lot to do right there, because that right there meant so much to the Superstar.
That's right. Just like, earlier in the film, he said that the championship